and welcome to Middle Aged Geeks. I'm one of your hosts, Phil, a normal person who didn't want to go and see this movie, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Daz, who forced us to go and see it so we could see a snippet from Superman, which didn't fucking happen.
What a fucking colossal fuck up this was.
How are you, man?
I'm good. Yeah, well, I'm good. I just came back from this movie 5 hours ago, so I sat down to watch it, and I've already forgotten about it. But yeah, I'm really sorry to anyone who watched this movie, but I'm really sorry to you, Phil, for wasting 1 hour and 40 minutes of your time for a Superman thing that we didn't get, and I bought tickets before the Superman fucking footage dropped anyway online, and just like, oh fuck this shit. But yeah, apart from that, it was a sunny day, so I'm happy about that. But down about the rest.
Well,
How are
for those
you,
of you at home, I'm good. For those of you at home, first-time listeners, we are mainly a movie review podcast, but we will have a bit of geeky news and what we've been getting into over the past week beforehand, before we get into that. And yeah, Minecraft is the movie this week. But yeah, look, news-wise, there has been a bunch of stuff jumping out trailer-wise and all the rest of it. But I think, the main focus, I'd imagine, with Daz is going to be the Switch 2. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. That was we were like kids on Christmas. It was just, yeah, couldn't believe it. And the fact that you were watching it while I was working, and I was like, no fucking spoilers. And after 10 minutes, I get a text from Phil going, oh man, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. We need to talk about this. I need to have a phone call. I need some fucking therapy or something. Oh my God. And I was going, oh my fucking Christ. Like trying to remember to press record on cameras on a shoot. And just going, oh my God. And then watch it later on. And it's fantastic in all the ways that Nintendo fucking lovers have been waiting for Switch 2, and it ticks kind of most of the boxes, but it's just been overshadowed by the price, and so much, man, like the fact that they released it separately. People were thinking is that an underhanded thing where they didn't want to release the price on the actual direct itself, but then other people said, well, normally they do, and it's just because the US and fucking tariffs and all this fucking madness and stuff, and maybe they would have recorded this this would have been recorded well in advance, so they kind of maybe wanted to assess what the scenario was going to be, and then put the prices there. Like in the console itself, I mean, €400 or $400, or like 400, maybe 29 euros or something would have been okay with anything around 400. Yeah, the fact that it's like 469, 479 euros.
It's the games too. Yeah, I mean, like the
fact that Mario is in with it for about 500. That's decent, because if you don't buy the Mario pack at launch, and you wait
80 or 90 quid,
it's like 80 or 90 euros for like it's just like, oh, okay. And
it's even the peripherals as well. That the Pro controller is 90 quid. You know what I mean?
That's
and
a lot for a controller. Like.
It is like, and it's okay. They call it the Pro controller. It's a decent controller, but no better than your DualSense or and like a DualSense is what, 60 quid. The max is what you pay, 60 quid.
And if you're getting it, not a special edition, but if you're getting, it comes in fucking pink and white with gold fucking stickers or something, they go, all right, 70 euros. And if you want to get that, then you kind of go, okay, that's fine.
But this is just bog standard black.
Should be 60 quid, maybe 65.
It's really expensive. And like for me, obviously I'm buying it for myself and it's grand. But for parents who are buying these things for their kids, it's got to be a real kick in the fucking teeth. When Christmas comes around and you've got 2 kids and they want to switch each, like, well, that's over $1,000 before any games or any bits and pieces bought for it. Like, it's really expensive. And I think what bothered me as well is that I was hoping for like 2 first party launches, say, games. Like Mario looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I was hoping maybe Metro might add Metroid as well. Whereas I think they're kind of saying, well, you're getting the extra, graphical upgrade for the Zelda games and whatever else. That's your kind of, day one launch. Now, look, I'll probably pick up Cyberpunk and stuff as well for it, but yeah, it is pricey, and it's a pity. Like I said, those directs always look, they're so well put together, and it's there's a lot of hype, but then just to see that price at the end, and then as you said, Daz, the tariffs, the stuff that people in America are getting kind of screwed. Like we've pre-ordered ours, so got a pre-order code.
Yeah, I mean, you like echoing what you're saying. It's the fact like Mario Kart, yeah, looks fucking amazing. That free roam and knockout, like that knockout point to point across a map.
Yeah,
People have said that, like people who've played it, like some YouTubers and game websites and stuff played, 2 or 3 hours of Mario hands on, and they said that is just it's incredible. It's like remember I had it in Burnout where it's just like you have like it's like 20-minute races. And it's just fucking astonishing, and that game looks amazing, and Donkey Kong looks amazing, but that's not a launch title, it's coming out maybe 6 weeks later. But I was really, when you sent that text about losing your shit, I was just like, oh my fucking, like, is it Mario? What the fuck are they doing with Mario? Yeah.
But it started off so strong. We had the Mario Kart thing, and then showing that, like, finally you could chat. And you can have, like, people having the picture in picture chat.
But they do it cool with the picture. Like, it's, how much that gets used by a lot of people. I mean, I'm not too sure how much I'd fucking use it. Like, if we're doing something, we'll probably use it for shits and giggles. Like, but I'm guessing younger people would love it. Like,
I don't play with no strangers having the fucking camera to fuck that.
But it's cool. It's got noise cancelling and kind of sees you from across the room and picks out your head and all that kind of stuff. It's great, but it still comes down to it's like there's a lot of things that were almost fucking game changing moments during it when there's like I'm not into FromSoft's like Demon Souls and Dark Souls games when it came up that there's an exclusive fucking title from Software for the Nintendo Switch. You see people online watching the stream going holy fuck, but then you realize it's a multiplayer only and it's just like oh okay yeah. But like Cyberpunk is great, like the third party support is great, and the list of games for this compared to the first Switch from third-party support anyway, it's going to be massive. The library will be massive, but there's not enough first-party exclusives. I mean, I will play Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom again because someone again said, like, the stream doesn't do it justice. He said when they were in this event and playing, like, they were just playing handheld versions. One guy said he looked across the room and he saw someone playing Breath of the Wild and he had to stop the conversation because it's just like, holy fuck, because it's HDR, and it's like 4K, 60 frames.
Yeah.
There's a lot of backlash saying that the screen's not an OLED screen, it's LCD, but Nintendo came back and said, well, LCD screens have come, like the technology is like OLED screens are fantastic, but LCD screens, technology is still evolving, and they said like it's cost effective, and it brought the cost down to have an LCD screen. Like how much was this?
Yeah, because there will be an OLED one in a couple of years, no doubt. Yeah. But I loved the mouse. The mouse as well, where you saw people playing Metroid. Really cool. When they had the thing a couple of days later, the Nintendo Treehouse thing.
It's so seamless that you can change from...
just the fact that you just pick it up and you're back into regular mode. There's no going into a menu and changing it around to say, okay, now I want to play as a mouse. It's literally just touch it face down and it picks up, okay, mouse mode now. It looks class. Metroid looks amazing. I would love if some real time strategy games got released on it. Like I used to love Command and Conquer back in the day. I'll be all over playing some of that.
Like I'd love to find out how shit I am with a keyboard and mouse. It's always like, oh, yeah, your first person shooters are much easier with a mouse, but yeah, it was. I loved it, but it was a shame that the only thing people are talking about is the price, and is that like, people still saying, have Nintendo shot themselves in the foot? Have they ruined the fucking? People are still like, oh, you can moan about this fucking shit until the cows come home. It's still just, for me, it's like 30 or 40 quid more dear than it should be, and a lot of people are going on about the games instead of it being, in the States, like, oh, it's an $80 game when games are always $70, and it's like, it is just €10 or $10. I know it's the principle of it, but also like video games, like when they listed like consoles in adjusted for inflation, like I think the SNES and NES are still, they're like $550 fucking dollars or whatever. I think Switch 2 was like 4th or 5th on that list. But but games have not changed in price or have not increased in price along with everything else on the planet since fucking, like when we met back in Electronic Boutique back in the day, and you remember Conker's Bad Fur Day, That came out and was like £85. That adjusted now was like 140 quid or something. Just like, but I still bought it because it's just going. It's annoying, but it's still like I'm on both sides of it. It's annoying that there's a price increase because it could open the gates for everyone else. And Grand Theft Auto is probably going to cost $2,000 to buy based on this. It's just like we're heading towards €100 games and stuff. But for what you get out of it, I mean, a Call of Duty campaign, if you're buying it for the campaign, let's say, and you're paying €90 for it, that's a load of shit. But if you're playing Mario Kart, if someone said Mario Kart is going to cost 150 quid, I'd be really annoyed, but I'd still buy it because I'm going to be playing it for the next 4 years. Same with FIFA, these kind of repetitive games. But it's annoying that it was overshadowed price-wise because Zelda remasters, Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, and a few others.
Yeah, I definitely.
I can't fucking wait.
I will be. I'm happy to see Wind Waker is up. I'm not sure if they said there's going to be graphical upgrades to these ones that are on GameCube games, but I don't know whether it'll be like the HD version that we got on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Whether it's not going to look as good as that, but still, I'm hopeful then the Twilight Princess will get added as well. Which I'll be delighted if I can be playing that on the go. So
it's just going to cost us a lot of money. This because it's going to like even like Breath of the Wild remaster. It's like €70 or something. Just like I have it. I played it twice.
Yeah, but if you have,
but I'm going to pay like Nintendo just.
But you won't have to pay for it again. You get the upgrade if you've got the expansion. Yeah, if you paid for the expansion pass.
They haven't said how much that upgrade is. Nintendo.
No, if you have the expansion pass. Then it's free. If you have the Nintendo Online and the expansion pass, I'm pretty sure they said that. Well, I know just the Zelda games. I don't know if anything else is confirmed, but I'm pretty sure the Zelda upgrades are free once you've paid for that.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad, and their online service is so reasonably priced when you compare it to the others. Yeah. But look, we'll be here all day if we start up with the Switch. That'll be the whole episode. Do you want to touch quickly on the Superman thing that we were going?
That we were going to Minecraft to see.
Yeah. It wasn't like there was some extra, but it was more addition onto the stuff that we'd already seen being expanded a little bit more.
The fact that it's going to be a 5-minute sneak peek, it's like fucking hell, 5 minutes. And a lot of people are going, it's a new trailer, and they said it's not a new trailer. And I'd read reports of it and saying that there's a couple of scenes and then an expanded trailer. And I don't even think it's an expand. Like the first half of it is. It's expanding on the trailer where the opening where Superman falls into the ice and we get to see Crypto.
Yeah.
And there's a different tone to that scene in the trailer, which is quite dark and he's fucked up and bleeding and stuff. And then when Crypto arrives in this, like he's as James Gunn said, he's like a little puppy. He's a super puppy, but he's just like he doesn't play by the rules. He doesn't do what Superman wants him to do, like any puppy. And you know very well, Phil, how fucking mad puppies are, and they just they love you and whatever, but they can wreck your head and do things you don't want. So he's like Superman's there with 15 fractures, we find out, and Crypto's just jumping all over him, and I love the playful nature of that, and it was very James Gunn, you know what I mean? Just tonally. And then that's our kind of first little scene. And then obviously he gets taken into the Fortress of Solitude, which that emerging from the fucking ice is one of the coolest things.
Yeah, look, Ellie.
It's just fantastic. And we get to see the robots in the Fortress of Solitude, which is, they're just fucking super cool. And Alan Tudyk?
Yeah.
He's one of the robots, and there's a bit of humor going on there. And it's just a new take on it where they pick him up and kind of save him, put him into the chair, and and then they're trying to utilize the yellow sun to try and fix him. And you hear 15 fractures and all this fucking stuff, and his bladder and lungs are fucked, and he's in bits.
Yeah.
And the fortress revolves around, and they say some mumbo jumbo about putting some kind of fucking magnifying glasses things, and the sun just gets blasted into him, and it just looks like it hurts him as he's getting healed. And then we cut into that trailer and extended. It's not really extended. That's I love the first half of this sneak peek.
Yeah.
And then the second half, I love the second half as well, but I just throw in one extra shot of him flying or something. I just want to see him actually fucking properly flying, camera behind him, something like that. We get an extra shot of the glowy purple thing out the window at one point, and one extra little 1 second shot of him deflecting that kaiju's fire blast. But yeah, it was just it really is just here's two little scenes, give you a sense of things, and here's the trailer again.
And again, and like the last one, I mean, this kind of sneak peek has divided people as well. There's some people who are like, yes, it's great, we're getting to see something different. It's brightly colored, it looks fun. And then others are going, what the fuck? Why is he whining and the dog jump on and why are people making jokes? There's just there's people on both sides of it, and we won't. It's not going to be settled until reviews start coming in. But so another 3 months or so, and
yeah. But like, and even in that scene, there's kind of audio in the background that sounds like Bradley Cooper as Jor-El talking to him. Just weird kind of audio. Like, I want to know what the fuck that's going on. But James Gunn did a really good chat on, I think around CinemaCon. He did a sit down with the three leads, and they were talking about like that Lois and Clark, like that even their relationship, they want the same thing, but there's different ways of kind of going around about it. Like Superman is. Some people think he's like naive, and he was saying like he's not naive at all. Like he understands the world, he understands how fucking bad people are, but he still just believes that there's a way to just be good and be fucking positive, and just you can save the world by just being a good person. And and Lois is like, well, that's just not how the world works. You can't solve it all by doing that. And it's just apparently everything that I've heard, it sounds like the Superman I didn't know I wanted to see again. I thought I really, really wanted. I liked Zack Snyder's that dark take, and it's like the dark, moody, and like, he's an alien and stuff. But now I'm coming back around, like going, yeah, no, it's just hope and fucking, yeah.
You want to see him with fucking a bald eagle on one arm, holding everything up with the flat American flag behind him.
Just an American way. Make America great again, guys.
Well, look, we'll move on then just to our next section, Daz, just so we can, the quicker we get to this amazing movie review, the better.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
So what have you been playing and watching this week?
I've been playing absolutely fuck all. I played a bit more Assassin's Creed, but apparently we've made it as reviewers because people have given out about our YouTube shorts and stuff about Assassin's Creed that someone said we've been paid off by Ubisoft. I was just wow. I take that as a win, man.
If you're getting money from Ubisoft, how come I'm not seeing any of that fucking money, Daz?
Yeah, you got to play the game, man. Yeah.
And I suppose I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, €10 check on your.
So is it because you were praising it? Is it?
Yeah, someone's saying, "Oh my god, like this is mediocre fucking nonsense or whatever," and someone's saying, "Oh, you love it," and because I put like game of the year ? Because I said like
right, okay,
could be, and they're just like, "Oh, they're strong words, blah blah blah," and yeah. Someone's saying that we've been paid off because I didn't have anything bad to say about it. And I just went, you're commenting on a 47-second clip of my 24-hour review. Like there are, I mentioned to you there are not so much negatives, but Assassin's Creed is Assassin's Creed. There's always those things where the parkour and jumping around just sometimes makes you not as fluid as you want, and you just start jumping into walls like a fucking idiot. And when Yasuke enters in Assassin's Creed, it's told you like the story kind of just stalls for a little bit where you don't really know what to do, and you're kind of torn between who to play and what missions to do, and kind of just it not ruins it, but it takes it on a different path, and it takes an hour or two to get back on the horse. But played that for about an hour or two.
I'm glad we've been getting paid. I look forward to getting
absolutely
some of that money landing in my accounts from that sweet Ubisoft money. What about
watching? I watched. Well, my daughter watched the Superman trailer with me, and actually that's another aside where she, like Ali came in and she's like, "Mama, like I just watched the Superman trailer," and she just described the entire trailer to her, and I was just like, "Oh, right,
so proud."
Yeah, just like, "Oh my god, it's the proudest moment of my life." And then after that, she was just like, "Oh, I said, do you want to watch more Superman?" She said, "No, can we watch the R2D2 thing?" So we started watching the original Star Wars because she'd seen a clip from it, and she completely kind of bounced off that because it's old and it's just there's a lot of talking at the start.
Yeah.
Like, and she's scared of the guy in the black mask. So then I put on the Phantom Menace, And she's totally into that, like, oh, the funny guy with the beak, and just that's Jar Jar, and she just used to call him Beaky or something. But yeah, she's on a Star Wars kind of thing now. But apart from that, yeah, I didn't catch up on fucking anything. How about you?
Nothing new. No, just playing what I was already playing the last few weeks. No big mentions there. Tried to watch a couple of new things this week. One of them was shite. It was that one, Pulse. It's like a medical drama thing.
Mm.
I watched just because I like Willa Fitzgerald. I think she's great in that. In Fall of the House of Usher and that Darlings thing, Sweet Darlings or whatever it's called.
Mm.
Oh, she's brilliant. But I said I'll watch this because she's kind of the lead in this. But it was didn't even make it to the very end. I think I've watched all but 2 episodes. I did my best, but it was hard work. But I did watch the Devil May Cry anime. It's actually a bit of fun.
Yeah,
It's on Netflix. The Devil May Cry. I haven't quite finished it yet. I think I've like an episode and a half to go. But that's up on Netflix. Well, it's worth watching. Nice and gory, and the usual Dante being quippy and stuff. It's a bit of crack.
nice.
But yeah, nothing really else new this week. Hopefully next week when we have a bit of time, we can jump back in and talk about some of the trailers that we've watched. Like, there was the Tron Ares one, there's the one for the new Naked Gun, Five Nights at Freddy's trailer, the second one. Like, so there's loads of that to talk about. Maybe we'll get into that next week.
That'd be nice, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's get on to our main section, which is 2025's A Minecraft Movie. And Daz is going to take us through that. So Daz, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Oh God. Yeah. Thanks, Phil. This is going to be painful, as I said at the start. I apologize for anyone who has watched this. I apologize to Phil for recommending this.
Oh yeah, I suppose you should say at the start, Daz, like, this is a movie review about like Minecraft, about a thing that neither of us have played or know that much about at all. So if you're looking for really just a review, this part really related to the game, this is not the review for you. This is a review by two people who have no idea about all the Easter eggs and shit we missed. Just get that out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Like, normally for people new to the channel, we would do kind of a non-spoiler section as meaty as possible, given the subject matter, and then go into a spoiler section. That spoiler section might be about 4 seconds. Because if you watch this movie, like, you probably shouldn't be listening to us. So first and foremost, we'll get through a synopsis of the plot, a few bits about its budget and who was responsible for this fucking shit. So yeah, A Minecraft Movie is Wikipedia. Hopefully that, like, they'll give us the fucking the good shit here. A Minecraft Movie is a 2025 American fantasy adventure comedy film. It's not. Based on the 2011 video game Minecraft. It's directed by Jared Hess. I've seen fuck all of his movies apart from, did he do something good?
I think Jared Hess has a few decent movies under his belt.
Did he do,
like
Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, and he did, like, he goes at averages around 6 or kind of 7 out of 10. Like, he's got a few decent things under his belt, a few crap ones as well. But yeah. Napoleon Dynamite's probably the best print I think he's done.
Yeah, I think he was kind of mediocre after that. But it was directed by Jared Hess and written by a number of people who I will not name. There's about 9 writers or something. The film stars Jack Black, Jason Momoa, Daniela Brooks, Emma Myers, and some other people that I can't remember who they are, and I can't remember even their character names. In this film, 4 misfits are pulled through a portal into a cubic world that thrives on imagination, having no choice but to master the world while embarking on a quest with an expert crafter named Steve. That little paragraph elicits so much more excitement than this entire fucking movie. This, my God, like, this movie cost $150 million. It's made, like, it's only opened yesterday. It's made 58 million. I don't know how it's going to do.
Oh, it's going to do well. Like, it's the biggest opening of the year so far. Now, I know we're only a few months in, but it's the biggest opening, I think, of the year.
Yeah, but like, I don't know who this movie is for. People who play Minecraft and for children, and we're gonna get into the nitty gritty and tear this movie apart from the inside out. But that whole thing of like, this movie, obviously it's not made for us. It's made for kids. I don't know about your cinema. I was in IMAX. Oh, yeah, by the way, like, I was coming from a tennis match, and to try and get this to see this movie, I had to see it in Dublin, so I couldn't go to the Odeon. So I had to pay, and I'm not a Cineworld member anymore, so I had to pay 22 fucking euros to watch this movie. It's just like, I'm so upset with myself. But yeah, what were your thoughts coming out of it, and then we'll just get into
Well,
it.
like I will say, it's one of the first times in a long while where I had a full, almost pretty much a full screening. Like the whole
Oh,
place
wow.
was, because I went to the 6 p.m. show on Friday. So
Yeah.
I think
Okay. Yeah.
obviously a lot of people were bringing their kids after fucking school or whenever their parents got off work, they were bringing their kids because it was loads of kids and a load of bored adults. There was actually a dude beside me had brought his kid, and your man kept falling asleep. He just kept snoring his head off, and then you hear, "Dad, wake up! Everybody can hear you." He just fucking. I looked over, and he's full on mouth open, head back snoring. One of his fucking like absolutely brilliant. But like, yeah, no, like I think that for a good movie, like if you want to make a movie like this, and for people to say not know a whole lot about the world, but will still be able to enjoy it, you have to have. You kind of need that to do for it to be a good movie. I think like a lot of people could watch Super Mario, know fuck all about Super Mario Brothers or the world that they're in or anything, and still would without all the in jokes would still find it really, really funny and good. And but I think there's obviously loads of jokes that I wasn't getting, because there's parts every so often. I don't know if this is a thing, but every so often it was like a chicken jockey thing was mentioned at one time. The people, every time something was introduced, all the kids, all the younger people in the screening were saying at the same time as Jack Black, like he was going, and he goes, chicken jockey. And at the same time he said it, like 50 fucking people went, chicken jockey. And it happened multiple times throughout the movie, to the point where I was like, did they do something? Like I was like, was there some sort of thing before I got in where they were all new? Because it was every time they go, the creepers, and it was just each time it was like synchronized. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm in this sort of madhouse here. But yeah, like the plot's all over the fucking shop. The only thing I really kind of enjoyed, there was some funny moments, like what's his face getting Jason Momoa with his Spanish that isn't actually Spanish. Yeah, Jennifer Coolidge, she's great. I love her person, that she's always funny, and like she's nailing it, because for the most part she is, like, especially when she's at the dinner table and stuff, and she's just talking to that character who's barely saying anything back. Actually, just on that, that, like the person who's doing the in person thing, obviously in the green suit, the morph suit or whatever, playing it is Brett McKenzie from Flight of the Conchords. He's yeah. So just the little nods, little voices or little squeaks and fucking noises that he's making is all Brett McKenzie, which that was really good. But like as a movie, as a thing, like it's fucking all over the shop, and I can't blame any of the cast, man, because Jack Black is just Jack Black. He's fucking throwing his all into it. But most of this stuff, it's all green screen, because they're in this other world. It's all green screen for the majority of the movie. A lot of times they're acting and moving around to nothing. I always think it's a lot harder than people think that it is. And so, like, I think they're doing their best. There's none of them that I was going to go, and Jesus, they're really phoning it in. But like Jason Momoa and Jack Black, I've seen them play that same kind of person before. Emma Myers, I know her from Wednesday, and she's great in that. She's fine in this. Like the cast is grand. I think they're doing the best at what they've been given. But they just haven't been given very much.
Yeah. I think I just think you're far too nice on this movie. I thought it was just fucking awful. I hated this movie. I hated every minute of it. Texted you after about 2 minutes, and I went, I'm already drifting off. It starts with that fucking shit that you always get in these piss poor movies, that just, they don't want anyone to have to think or figure anything out. It's just like Jack Black he's got the most depth to any character, and all the depth and his backstory is told in about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
by him,
which we've already seen in the trailer.
we saw in the trailer, and it's just like, oh my god! And then it's just like, and that's it. It's like there's no figuring anything out later on. It's just that, oh, that's his story, and it's so fucking like threadbare. Just like, I'm Steve. I like mines. Oh, I got chased away from mines. Went back to the mine, found the thing, and now I'm in fucking Minecraft. What the fuck is it? What is that? Your setup for like? When you see it, I think there's probably more footage. There's more exposition in the trailer. His intro and his backstory is it's just so fucking threadbare. And like, I love Jack Black. We love Jack Black, but fuck Jack Black. This was just, it was just too much. Like, it's just somebody handed him an 8-ball and just said, just fucking do whatever you want. Like, he doesn't deliver. He doesn't deliver any line in any way other than like,
everything is the same
just
tone.
Like everything's just like, even when he's just trying to have a conversation with the kid, he's still like, oh fuck yeah, that's it. And just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just shut up and just say a fucking line of dialogue.
And to be clear, like, I'm not what I'm saying at the start about them. I don't think anybody's phoning it in, but I didn't say that this is a good movie. I know you're saying I'm being kind to it.
No,
it's definitely not a good movie, but there were a couple of parts where I did laugh. Like, there's a part towards the end with Malgosia, and thing with the knives and stuff. And I laughed at that. I thought that was pretty funny. But like, again, it's few and far between that you get that I'm getting these laughs or getting any enjoyment out of it. Like, it's for someone who wouldn't know it. I can only imagine what the poor parents felt when they were sitting there and like going, "What the fuck?" Like, because they probably have to watch. They've probably seen their kid take over the television constantly. That they're playing Minecraft. They're probably sick of looking at this stuff, and then they just sit through a movie, which is just entirely green screen. And
it's a weird one because like I was in a cinema with, I think there was one other gentleman in front of me. Just I don't know what the fuck he was doing either. And there was a couple of kids, and towards the end, like they were chuckling at, Jack Black's fucking antics and a few bits, and mainly the thing with the knives at the end. They were having a laugh with. But like I don't have any point of references, and I totally understand that the Mario Brothers movie is a perfect parallel for this, where if somebody never played the games or whatever, they could look at it and go, it's a shallow fucking silly story and blah blah blah, but there's so many callbacks and I think it's quite funny at times and all this kind of stuff. And it's the exact same somebody could be saying to me about this, but I think this is just an inferior movie. Just in terms of, well, I don't understand anything that's going on in terms of the callbacks and stuff. I actually don't think I've ever seen anyone play the game. I know the game and I know the visuals. I've seen screenshots. Oh, you build fucking blocks and stuff. But like, for an hour and 40 minutes, based on a movie that is about building blocks in a fucking world, how is there no depth to these characters other than like a one line about them? Just like, oh, the boy likes to create stuff and gets bullied for 20 seconds because his rocket fails, but it still works. The rocket still goes up that he builds, and it's like, is that kind of cool?
I think
that's his character arc for the whole fucking movie.
And I think that's where that's exactly where the issue lies with something like this, is that you don't have, like, apart from when they did, I think Telltale or whatever did a spin-off game, when it was more RPG and it was actual talking. The regular one, you're just a dude, and if you're not really having conversations, as far as I know, like, there's different ways to play the game. One is you're just going in building. One, you can go in and just view other people's stuff, and you can join and go into their maps and stuff and wander around. Like, there's different ways of playing it, but it's quite shallow with regards to that kind of stuff. So you're basically having to create these characters. So these are all, apart from Steve, as far as I know, these characters are just made up by the writers and stuff. So you're kind of like, is this the best you can? Is this the best you can manage? And like, and I know you're one. What's her face? Myers is probably in her early 20s, but the whole idea of her taking over sole guardianship of this
that's
child
weird.
and moving to this house because their parents are dead, and it was like,
but she is a child.
She looks so young. She looks so young for her age, even if she is in her 20s. Like, but yeah, it's such a mess. It's such an absolute mess. It's just these different CG set things thrown together.
Like the world, the world and how it's realized, even though I don't really I'm not going, oh wow, they've created this and this and this. It looks like they pumped a lot of money into it, and those scenes in the world look fucking cool. They look like Minecraft, and they look great. But there are so many scenarios where you get not only from the performances that people are working on a fucking green screen and acting to a fucking tennis ball or whatever, but it looks shit. It looks like somebody standing there and somebody just like, oh, we'll just press this button and take out the background and pop this one in. It just didn't really sit right. You know what I mean? But the other scenarios then it looks okay. But it's got that kind of horrible polish kind of look, like, oh look, we've spent 150 million, everyone's kind of fucking shiny and just kind of flat lighting. I didn't jive with that, but I couldn't understand when it's an hour 40 that just the lack of any depth to any character, like you just don't give a shit about fucking anything. Like, and 5 minutes in, I couldn't care less. 5 minutes in, just like, oh my god, this is.
I think Jason Momoa's character probably had the most depth.
He's got the most depth, and he's loving it, and he's cool, and that's a nice idea that he is like a video game champion, and just like,
he just reminded me of the wrestler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Set up his arcade, and he was a big guy in the 80s, and now he's fallen on hard times and stuff. And that build it around him and that character. Fuck Jack Black and Steve and his 20 minutes of fucking backstory. Like, Jason Momoa is having fun, and he got the best laughs in the trailer. He gets the best laughs in this because he's having a bit of fun. A lot of the stuff he's doing his best, with some lines that just fall terribly flat. Like, a lot of the humor in this, if 10% is hitting, it's 90% is just like going, oh Christ almighty, did you make them say that? You know what I mean? And the worst thing is you got them to make them say that in a green room, which is I looking at them going,
I would agree there. I think Jason Momoa has definitely had the funniest lines, the best backstory, and that, like, he was doing some really good physical acting as well, which you obviously have to do in a movie like this. But there was some good comedy, coming out of him, which I was just looking for it from somewhere, and thank God he was in it, because he was the most interesting character, and he had a little bit of an arc, I guess, as well. Whereas, like, when you get your summary at the end of what happened to the characters, it's like, fuck off! What do you mean she's doing that? Or what like it just it's and I think as well, it's wild for me that the people in the real world don't react to these terrifying block creatures when they're in our world. How is that not fucking terrifying? Like, if a wolf with a giant square head, or Jennifer Coolidge's date,
looks like a cartoon wolf. Like,
people are going over to Jennifer Coolidge's date and walking over to the table and stuff. Why is the waiter not going, what the fuck is that thing?
This block guy with a big weird nose, and she's just like, that's
you're such a good listener.
It's like, that's the thing. Her scenes are so fucking good in it, but it's just, they're taken out of context. They're great, but that subplot is absolutely fucking nonsense. It's like, that's just padding on the movie for, it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't make any sense that people are not freaking out that she's looking at this weird fucking.
No, but again, it's. But
she's brilliant.
But she's making it. Yeah, like, even when she tells constantly telling too much about her life. Like, I've recently broke up with my husband. I can't get in trouble for running over another person and stuff in her car. Like, she's great, and she has a great little backstory that we don't see again. But like, I'm scraping to try and find positives here, because for the most part, I'm interested to hear you explain the plot, like, of it. Are we even gonna bother? You know what I mean? Like, we'll so thin.
Like, when we get, we'll do like a 5-minute kind of fucking thing on it. It's so paper. But they're like, touching this Jack Black again. Like, there are, like, Jack Black is, even in Mario, he throws in a fucking musical number, peaches, all this kind of stuff. When he does that, he's in his School of Rock kind of vibe. I just love him. I just love him as a person, as an actor. It's fucking great. But in this, I think there's 4 fucking musical things that are just like, he was pissed at a bar and someone said, sing a song about that beer man or something. He went, beer man, yeah. But it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what? He sings a song about, like, lava chicken cooked by lava at
Oh
one
yeah,
point.
yeah.
I think that's the first one. I was just like, oh God, if I wasn't reviewing this, I'd be out the fucking door, living my life, living a better life, and sitting in that fucking thing. I just found it a very difficult watching him in this movie, which I've never had before. Maybe that's a turn now. It's just like, oh, but it was bewildering. He was just all over the place, just fucking outrageous to the max, but in all the wrong ways, adding like nothing. It's just trying to elevate absolute shite.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem, isn't it? Like, I mean, he is. Like I said, there's no way he's phoning it in. Like, he's fully dialed up. Now,
No, he is
he's not.
all there.
Maybe he is absolutely off his box. I've no idea. He could be high as a kite, and that would make a lot of sense because that's the energy. It's the same energy, pretty much the whole thing. Oh my god, the sword of this and everything is just fucking yeah. He's just like a hyper child the whole time through the whole movie, and it's probably because of that. Like everything is so thin, you have to bring some sort of excitement, to bring something into the scene because there's barely a plot. Like they get sucked into this world the same way a lot of these movies do, whether it's Jumanji or anything else like that. They get they're in this world and it's now they have to go and navigate through this strange world to get out. That's pretty much that's the plot. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the plot of it. They have to navigate their way out, learn a bit about themselves, and become mates along the way. You've heard, you've heard this plot a million times before, but with much more interesting characters.
And it can be silly, and you can have that kind of, oh, you're in a new world, and slapstick kind of stuff. The way the Jumanji remake did it, and it was just a lot of fun because it's really good actors working with some pretty funny dialogue, and like most people would either think that's a decent or just average, but it's still watch that and just going, this is fucking hilarious. Like I just love that. But this, you're delighted when you get a little smirk, but it's you smirk. You're enjoying it for about 5 seconds out of 100 minutes. And that's just not fucking good enough. Like would
you go as far as to say this is the worst one we've done this year?
Yeah, 100%. This is the worst movie I've seen in since Rebel Moon. Like it's even it's probably worse than that. I just couldn't get over it. Like, and yeah, it's not for us, and don't play the game, and it's kid movies and everything. But it doesn't need to be this poor. It doesn't need to be this shoddy. Why are you spending so much time? It's just like the movie is explaining how to play Minecraft to the audience or something. Just like what? But also through a series of characters playing out a number of really poorly executed sketches or something. It's just like, it's always just like, oh, here's another scene. It's kind of a sketch funny thing and it just misses and you're going, what the fuck is it pointed out? Like, what are you doing? Where's the story? You're telling me all about this Minecraft stuff. And I know people watching it going, oh, those red blocks, I know what that is. And these villager guys, and but I'm sitting there going, I don't really understand what the fuck is going on. And why are you spending so much time trying to explain the world and doing a really bad job of it? And I don't care about the characters because they're one-dimensional.
I mean, I can only agree with most of what you're saying. Like I said, I did like Jason Momoa. I actually like the idea of his character. I would definitely watch, either a movie or an episode of something where that character, you see him in his prime. Absolutely, you see him like it. That would be
do a spin-off 10-minute little short about him.
Yeah, something like that would be good fun. Even have like a mockumentary style camera thing where he's talking. That'd be a bit of fun, and that's great. But it's a different movie. It doesn't need to be anything related to this Minecraft thing. But everybody just seems so. These things happen when you get into the new world. That neither people seem to be totally freaked out by the stuff they're seeing, but also not like they're not been blown away. They're not impressed. They're able to all of a sudden. Okay, now we're going to have to fly, or now we're going to have to do this and fire stuff. Now we're going to have to take down a bunch of zombies. And they're scared at the start for like 5 seconds. And after that, no one's scared at all. They're fucking, there's fireballs flying around, there's zombies every fucking 20 minutes. And it's just, they've just adjusted to it. Nothing. At one point, the two girls are having a conversation as they walk all along. And these fucking supposedly vicious zombies, and they're just, as they're walking along, they're kind of just hitting behind them as if, they're fucking eyes in the back of their head, fucking ninjas. It was like, how have we gotten to that? Is there just no urgency now? Because,
well, just like the fun in this, or the script, or the fucking plot and the script, if they wanted to try and fucking write one, would have been in those moments of just like, no one has a conversation about the world. The world just happens and they're like, oh, cool. that does that. Cool. Next one. And just, again, it's that writing, like, and then they went there and that blew up. And then they realized, oh, that's cool. And then they went over there and they realized, oh, it's nighttime now. Zombies come out. Yeah, that's cool. And it's just, and then this happens and then that happens. And it's like,
Yeah.
fucking hell, it's just death by scene. It's just so fucking lazy. And it's, just because it's for kids and just because it's a video game, like whether you're into it or not,
Doesn't mean it has to be shit.
It doesn't have to be this fucking lame and just and it's gonna make a shit ton of fucking money and we'll look like fucking idiots.
Oh no, it is. It's making a shit ton of money. It's not reviewing well because, of course, it's not reviewing well. Like the people who review it well will be kids because they're getting their callbacks, they're getting their their Easter eggs, they're getting all these shout outs to the stuff that they love. This game, whether me and you played or not, Minecraft is a massive IP. Like the guy who made it sold it.
Big selling game of all time.
He sold it for like $2 billion to Microsoft. Like he made an absolute bomb on it. Like it's colossal. It's in fucking schools. It's everywhere. Like Minecraft is massive, and this will make a shit ton of money. And there will be, and there's a lot of people that will like it. But I mean,
sequels, yeah.
But you look at that just because it made a lot of money doesn't mean it's good. Twilight movies reviewed terribly, made an absolute bomb. Absolute bomb. Each one makes an absolute fortune. Awful movies by all regards. But this is the thing. They'll still make it because they've got that franchise, behind them. And I think that I would see there will be a sequel to this. I have no doubt. And that'll make a bomb as well. But from just a purely filmmaking point of view and experience, this was not a good one. Like, I don't, is it the worst one this year? Probably. For me as well. I think the Love Hurts comes pretty close. That was terrible as well, but at least that had some
had something going for it. Like they were trying to do something. They didn't do it well, but they tried to do something. But this is just kind of going, it's almost like reveling in the fact that, like, fuck it, we don't really, do we really need to fucking, get in a writer's room and really bang out a fucking story and intriguing characters? Do we need to? Do we need to? Like,
if we just throw a lot of references in
and write it in 5 minutes.
We make a lot of references, we'll make a load of money.
And it's it's not that I had high hopes for this, but after seeing the trailer and the reason I wanted to see it, I wanted to see it because of the Superman thing. But Minecraft trailer was just, first one was shit. The second one they put on MGMT fucking soundtrack, and it just makes you go, oh, I might just watch that just because of a fucking music track that's not in the movie anyway. But not that I was hoping it was going to be better. I just hoped that it might have been just a little bit more entertaining for someone who's not a kid, not into the game. Just in any way, like Mario, I think, is to people who don't like Mario. They kind of, the story's kind of silly, but that was fun,
Yeah, sure. My elder is 70 and loves Marvel movies, and she knows fuck all about them because, for the most part, they're put together well, and you don't have to know. Even if for someone who doesn't know the backstory, doesn't know anything,
it's easy.
She loves it. She go to the cinema to see them. Just because it's a coherent story, whether you're into that world and know the characters and stuff. This was this. I couldn't recommend this to anybody that would listen to this podcast because, couldn't do it good. Yeah,
don't go see it. It's
don't
go see it because we should not have gone to see it.
And keep in mind this is all Daz's fault because I wanted to go and see Death of a Unicorn, which I know is also not reviewing very well, but at least it has a great cast and it's made by A24. Who
infinitely better.
Who I'm hoping to get a job with eventually. I've mentioned him so many times. Yeah, if Ubisoft are giving us fucking royalties, I want A24 royalties.
Damn right. Buy some new microphones.
I'm just glad it's over. We don't even have, like you said, Des, we don't really have to do a spoilered section or talk through the movie. I don't think in this case.
It's just pretty shit. There's the one thing that, like, that central premise with the fucking orb, right? Just at one point, she said, like, they have the orb and then they need to get an Earth orb to get out of the Minecraft world. And she's like, oh, how are we going to do that? But in the background of that scene, the portal that was opened by that orb is still open. And someone goes back to Earth. That weird fucking guy goes back to Earth through that portal. And she's like, but you can't get home, but it's open behind you. What? And moments like that where you're just going, oh my God, it's like that very simple little thing that is just so, that it's can of worms, man. Can of worms. I can't go into this story. Yeah, it's just, the story's shit. So
Yes.
we're not going to
I think you
waste
pretty
your
much
time
summed
going
it
through
up.
it.
Yeah, no, I think pretty much summed it up in the synopsis. Like they get into this
Yeah.
world and they have to get out. Steve's been living there for
That's
years,
it.
and they were hit this world and they got to make their way out. And there's constant him telling us about there's this type of bad guy and there's the Endermen and there's this type of bad guy and there's this and he's just naming all the stuff that's in Minecraft and we get it. And they try to squeeze it all in by giving you little glimpses here and there. Like that elder Enderman kind of thing. We see him for a couple of seconds. The kid manages to fucking chop him. You're getting little bits, like that are kind of thrown in. I imagine for fans of it. As I said, these kids were screaming out the names of these things as they appeared on screen.
That's good. Good for them.
So good for them, and that's why it will make bank. You know what I mean? But I cannot rag it. Just in good conscience, right? To say anybody should go and see this movie unless they're directed by the kids. Yeah.
Star Wise, what would you give it?
I haven't got. Well, I suppose the lowest I've gone is a star. Yeah, and I think this is probably it. Like a star as well. I mean, like I would rather sit through Angels Fallen, the sequel to the second one, than this.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, 1 star for me as well. It just should be better. It like everything's there to like.
Yeah,
there's so much that you can do with this thing. Just do a little better.
And normally with these movies, like we kind of go through a little checklist of what we thought of the score, the direction, the cinematography, the acting, and the script. There's just fuck all here.
It's nothing you can do.
There's no script, and it's a bunch of CGI. It's wank. See if you can watch after it's been out a while. Watch a compilation of Jason Momoa's funny bits on YouTube.
Or just watch the trailer.
Just be done.
That's the best part.
We wrap it up then.
That note, yeah. On that
note,
1 star. Avoid
at all costs.
Fucking nonsense.
I do think we have a few fun ones coming up over the next few weeks, and even choices that we'll have to make to decide which ones we're going to do, because there is some decent stuff coming out, which is good. So look, thank you to everybody for sticking through all that. If you're not into Nintendo Switch, you didn't give a shit about Minecraft, this probably was a really shitty episode for you. So we appreciate you tuning in. But keep on liking, subscribing, please. Complain all you want on all the shorts that Daz puts up, because I don't read them. He does. So work away, comment a bit. And we look forward to seeing you all the next one. So take it easy.
See you later. Wow, see you later.